So we're here on a lovely sunny evening in the grounds of Knockbay College here in Carlow, and I'm talking to Pat Lyons, the founding member and head coach here at Dolmen Archers. Pat, tell us a little bit about the club here in Carlow.
The club was set up back in 2003, and in a very short space of time we established ourselves as one of the strongest clubs in the country. We've had people representing country or Ireland at European and World Championship level, and even in 2015, 2016 we narrowly missed out on one member qualifying for Rio.
That must have been a huge achievement for the club to come from Carlow and almost get out to Brazil.
It really was. I mean, we ranked above some of Great Britain even at the championships. Countries that put massive funding into it. They spent like 4 million in the run up to Rio 2016. And we did it really on a shoestring, a seat of our pants the whole way along. But the guys involved trained really hard. We had Darren Wallace in the club and Michal Irwin. They trained really hard, pushed one another along, and really successful year for both of them. As a result of that, unfortunately, didn't make Rio, which would have really put us on the map and put archery on the map in Ireland as well.
Yeah, because archery is very much one of those pursuits for now that you see in country clubs or in leisure centres where you go in and you try it. It's not a sport that gets a lot of coverage in the press, is it?
No, but they're doing their best to change that. Even internationally, it's gone a very friendly TV type of sport. That it's a knockout competition. It's very quick. And it's extremely stressful on the athletes. I mean, for your Olympic gold medal, you shoot 12 arrows and you make one bad shot and that, and you're gone. I mean, 10, 12 years training down the drain. You know what I mean? So it's very tough at the top. Very tough. Technically you have to be on song, and then you have to be as calm as a breeze there, in the middle of it all. And it's whoever really, I mean, they say the top 3 inches, 4 inches, whoever can keep it together, that's the person who generally come through at the end,
And I see here tonight we have a young 8-year-old training with you. Is it a sport for all ages?
Oh, definitely a sport for all ages and abilities even, I mean. It's something that's ideally suited for wheelchair archers. We've had a lot of members in the club who would be wheelchair archers, and even, I mean, we've done courses to support people who would be blind, for archery. And there's ways for people who are blind to shoot archery. So across all ages and all abilities, it's really great sport like that. And I was reading an article only yesterday that in France, your doctor can prescribe archery now as part of your overall get well program. So I mean, people are recognising the benefit that sport has for health and for people's longevity and overall health.
And it's obviously competition archery you have here tonight. Do any of the members have the old English war bows that they play around with, or?
No, we are pretty specific in the club, and it's the Olympic style bow that we use. That's what I was trained in, and that's what I know. Other clubs go more for compound. No, having said that, we have a guy here, Laszlo. He's originally from Hungary, and he has a few Hungarian bows, and they're slightly different to ours, slightly, but still it's the same principle across all disciplines, really, the same principle.
So the competition bow here tonight then is a recurve bow, is that correct?
Correct, yeah, it's the modern Olympic recurve bow. You see it in different levels here. The beginners will use a kind of a wooden composite bow, whereas you move up along the line, then you move more towards carbon and aluminium, and that's basically the makeup of the bows.
And then is there a maximum draw weight on the bows for Olympics, or is it up and down?
There's no maximum draw weight on the Olympic recurve bow, but generally speaking, people don't go over 50-pound draw weight. Now, some have gone up to 60-pound draw weight, but in the qualifying rounds you have to shoot 144 hours in a day. So if you go up to 60-pound, really, the benefits aren't to be aren't seen there. You get tired before, and you start to lose out. Before you see any major gains with the poundage.
And Something we ask all the sports clubs when we visit them. Is it a sport that you can easily injure yourself with? Now, not the obvious one at the pointy end of the arrow, obviously, but from incorrect posture, incorrect technique.
Um, it is possible to cause an injury, but generally it's only when you get it really into competition level. And I mean, archery is a very asymmetric kind of sport that you pull on one side and push with the other, so you kind of get to develop an imbalance in the muscles over time. But with proper coaching, you offset all these things. So, I mean, injuries do happen. People do because, I mean, when people get seriously into archery and will just shoot all day long. So 1,000 hours in a day is not uncommon for people at top level to be shooting. So with the repetitive strain injuries and things that will come about, but with proper management, proper diet, physiotherapy, physical therapy, these types of things, and proper training regime, all these things can be offset.
So we're here talking to the youngest archer in the Dolmen Archers. Holly, tell me a little bit about being in the club and what it's like.
Well, when I first came, before I came, I thought there would be kids, but when I came, I was really surprised because there was no kids. And I came home and I was like, Daddy, I was pretty good with all them grown-ups.
Yeah, and I was watching you shoot, you were hitting the centre almost every time. So do you really like archery?
Yeah,
You better than your dad?
sometimes.
So, Sarah, tell us a little bit about your involvement with Dolmen Archers.
Yeah, so I'm a relatively beginner at Dolmen Archers. I did the 6-week beginner course and now it's my second week, so I'm just about 2 months in. And yeah, loving it. I mean, it's kind of different from all the other kind of sports that are out there, so I thought I'd give it a try.
So, it's Olympic archery, as we've said a couple of times tonight. What is it about the sport that grabbed your attention, and after you did the course you were like, oh, I've got to stay doing this?
Well, I thought, sure, once I started, sure, I might as well keep going and see how far I can get with it. And the thing I think I like about it most is that it's not really stereotypically like a male sport or a female sport kind of thing like that. It's not about how fast you can run or what heaviest weight you can lift or anything like that. So it's mostly about kind of focus and technique, and then just repetition, and sticking at it and hopefully getting better, advancing, you know.
So when you go into work on a Monday morning and tell the colleagues that you're after been shooting arrows all weekend and hitting targets, what's the reaction?
Surprised, I think, at first. I think they wouldn't expect, I don't know, maybe they wouldn't expect, maybe they think it was more of a male kind of thing, maybe they wouldn't expect so many females to do it. And then they just have questions about, you know, how many's there, who does it, where can I do it, you know?
What's the hardest aspect of the sport, apart from hitting that bullseye every time?
Personally, I think it's kind of hard on personally I don't have much upper body strength, so that would be an advantage to doing archery. You definitely gain some upper body strength, and it can be hard on the muscles in the arms sometimes.
So I suppose after your first 10 or 15 arrows, you start
to feel the muscles aching in the arms, and especially in the wrists and arms and shoulder area. So.
And is it only once a week you shoot, or do you do a lot of practice at home as well?
No, because I'm a beginner at the kind of thing, so I don't have my own equipment. The club supplies the equipment for the beginners, so I wouldn't have my own equipment at home, so it's just here that I get to practice.
That's fantastic that the club can give you the opportunity then.
Yeah. You're not under any pressure or financial pressure to supply your own equipment, because I'm aware that it can be pretty pricey. Archery, bows and arrows and all the equipment that you need. I mean, you can get beginner style stuff that a couple of hundred or something, but it can go pretty pricey, so it's great that the club provides the beginners level equipment.
Sean, tell us a little bit about your involvement with the Dolmen Archers.
Yeah, I joined the club in 2017 in October in a come and try program. The program lasted for 7 weeks, so from the middle of October near the end of November. We were taught how to shoot the bow and how to be safe in the field. And yeah, the come and try program was very nice to come and try it out. Very cost effective and easy to get to, so you didn't have to spend anything on gear. Come and try the bows, and they tell you a lot about how to use them and all.
And so that was your first ever attempt at archery, and it just caught your attention and you decided to stay.
Well, I was in the scouts for a bit and I've done archery before, so when my dad told me that there was a come and try program, I thought, why not get out of the house and try something.
Cool. And you have plenty of gear on you. Tell us a little bit about the shoulder and the forearm guards that you have.
Well, this chest guard, it's called a chest guard, and when you pull the string back, you can have the string come into here, into your chest. And if you have baggy clothes or any clothes with stuff, if you have baggy t-shirts or a jumper or jacket, the string can get caught on it. So this gives a smooth surface so that when the string comes into here, it's able to come off cleanly. It's also very useful for the female shooters because it helps them. This is the arm guard. It stops from when you shoot the bow, the string can come and hit your arm. So this helps for the string not to hit your arm and bruise it and hurt it and all.
And what's on the end of your finger there?
This is a finger sling. The finger sling, when you grip the bow, you'd have the bow just sit here so you wouldn't grip it at all. Because if you grip, you're using your muscles and it strains, and if you strain, you can have your hand shake. If it's all nice and relaxed, it's okay. The disadvantage to this is that when you shoot, the ball will jump out of your hand and you don't want it landing on the ground. So you have this go around the bow, so when you shoot the bow, it'll just fall into that and won't drop on the ground.
Cool. And tell us then, you're on recurve here for the Olympic thing. Have you any ambitions to move up through the competition ranks?
It would be nice to, yeah, but it takes a lot of work to do anything, and I'd like to, yeah, that would be good.
Cool. And have you done many competitions?
I've done 2 competitions. I've done one in Blackrock in Wexford, and that was good. I was able to meet a person there. He was the same age as me, and he was very good at it. He'd be always shooting the bullseye all the time, and he was very good, yeah. But everyone there was all nice and calm and helping each other out. It wasn't very, what would you say, very, well, it would be competitive, but it would be healthy. You wouldn't have people trying to say, I'm better than you. They'd say, I'm better than myself before, kind of.
So who's the Robin Hood in the club?
Robin Hood in the club, that would be Ronan over there, the bald head. He's very good. He's been in it for 10 years, yeah.